Hello everyone, today I'm going to discuss on how to find a job here in Korea. Nowadays I receive a lot of questions from friends, acquaintances because of corona pandemic. They would like to work here in Korea. So today I would like to share how to find a job in Korea. So hope this tips could help you, and but I cannot guarantee you uh, what will happen, okay, but you could try. So here it is. Hope you learn something from it, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Korea is the country that needs a strong labor force from foreigners due to its aging population and the decline of its manpower that are willing to do the 3D jobs. For Filipinos who want to work in Korea, here is the updated process. Applicants must only need to pass the EPS TOEIC or the Korean language test to qualify. The point system has been adopted and hiring will be based on the applicant's score in EPS TOEIC, skill test, and work experience and training. EPS TOEIC test, also called KLT, is conducted by Ministry of Employment and Labor of South Korea for the selection of foreigner workers to work in Korean manufacturing units, construction sites, and agriculture, etc. You should get 80 out of 200 marks to pass. It tests the language skills of potential foreign employees to make sure that they can perform their duties in Korea efficiently and can also lead their everyday life without any language problems. That is why Korean language is very important, because you are going to work with Koreans. All the instructions that would be given to you are all in Korean. So as well, the machines are also in Korean. So you have to push some button like start in Korean, mo sijak, and then mo stop, mo chongji, like that. So it depends on what factory you will go or you will work. And then if you really want to work in Korea, please check if you fit for the requirements. 18 to 39 years old. So if you're over 39, it is difficult for you to apply here in Korea. No record of overstaying in Korea. So some Filipinos, they traveled in Korea and they had like tourist visa. Some of them, they worked and overstayed here. So if you already overstayed here in Korea, you cannot come back and work as a EPS. Physically fit, so it means your body is okay, you don't have any disease, you can work well in the company, you can carry heavy loads, like that. No amputations or complete fingers. Like in Korea, you have to operate some machines. That's why you have to use your fingers, and like in production, you have to make something. That is why you should have a complete fingers. But when I worked in what's that foreign labor center, I received some calls from fellow Filipinos that they cut their fingers because of problem in operating the machines. That's why important thing is when you work here in Korea, you should be careful. Okay. Anyways, we have a lot of we have a insurance. That's why all these are covered. Then next is no color blindness or weakness. So your eyes must be clear. You're not wearing eyeglasses, because some of the things that you're going to do in the work is assemble some things. Maybe the parts are very small as well. No tuberculosis, so this is another disease. No criminal record, so in Philippines you should not have like criminal record, or you did not you were not in the jail before. Based on the EPS topic score, they make a list of eligible foreign job seekers who can then apply for jobs and get proper working visa E9. E9 or non-professional employment visa. So here are the tips on how to get a job in Korea. Number 1, learn Korean language. You could do this through a Korean language center or self-study. There are free Korean lessons on the internet like YouTube channel. So in the future, I'm thinking of doing a content like this. So if you could subscribe to my channel, I will teach you how to write and speak Korean. Number 2, wait for an announcement from the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration to register. The registration for the Korean test or EPS topic is 1 to 3 times or more in a year, depending on the requirements of foreign workers in Korea. Interested applicants will have the time to prepare for the Korean language test. But as you know, right now there is coronavirus, so it is difficult for Koreans to hire some workers to come to Korea, and mostly nowadays some companies also closed, and other Koreans also do not have job nowadays. The test is usually given in March or April. After the Korean language test, the successful applicant also has to pass the skills test. So before there is no skill test, but nowadays the Korean 사장님 or the owners of the company would like to check if you are really skilled. So most Filipinos, they studied how to drive the forklift. They tried to get some license here in Korea because there are a lot of free education training here. So for EPS KLT questions, you have listening 25 questions, reading comprehensions 25 questions, and the total test time is 70 minutes. And then to have a sample, you could download the question book. Just click the link below. Number 3, you must have experience and training. In the previous years, applicants need only to pass the EPS topic to qualify for the roster or list of eligible workers to Korea. The skills test, experience in manufacturing work, and certificates of training and qualifications given by the government will now make a difference. I think they require this because some Filipinos or some workers who came to Korea doesn't know how to operate a machine, and they are not used to work in a manufacturing company. That is why they required a certificate of training. So before you plan to go or work here in Korea, you have to practice yourself or train yourself to do some manufacturing work and to operate or study some machines as well. And others, even the candidates past the EPS KLT, they only obtain qualification to be registered in EPS pool through job application. It does not guarantee employment in Korea. So reference, summary of employment procedure. You have the EPS KLT pass, job application, roster making and registration, introducing foreign workers, and employment. So you can see below the website. So if Koreans are looking or hiring for workers, you could check this one. I hope you've learned something from this video. So if you have questions, please leave a comment below. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye. Annyeong.